What's good, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and ladies and gents, boys and girls, we're looking at some more Monster Hunter World gameplay, of course, as per usual. And today, though, we're actually getting our first few steps into the Rotten Vale. Yes, finally made it down here. This concludes all, I guess, known areas for now, anyway. I mean, they might add something later or something like that, but I don't know. Or maybe there's something later on down the line in high rank. But right now, we're still in low rank, and this is the last available location for us to actually get to the Rotten Vale. So today we're going to be fighting the Great Girros, I believe is how it's pronounced. I'm not 100% on that, but that sounds about right. Regardless, he's another great. He's, I think, the second great in this game, and honestly, my wholehearted, in my bottom of hearts, he has the greatest great armor in all of Monster Hunter. His armor may not be like functionally sound, but yo, it is fashion-tastic. I mean, when you make the armor, yo, I recommend everyone make the armor just to look nice, bro. Because when you put that armor on, yo, you look sick, son. Like, it's really hard to explain. You just look like kind of like came out the Matrix, you know what I mean? Yo, you got the leather, you got the straps, you know what I mean? Yo, you got the glass to go with it. Yo, we're gonna get to that in a minute, but let's talk about my man real quick. So, Great Girros, his number one thing is paralysis, and boy oh boy does he play well with his homies. Normally when you see a great monster, they have their little minions or whatever, and they're just kind of just there. Well, in the Great Girros' case, yo, they're more than just there. They are there. They are there to help and to assist, where in which normally they wouldn't really do so much in normal cases for other greats and things like that. But these guys, yo, they're right there with my man's right there. And not only that, but he can actually command them with different types of calls. I'm gonna say not quite roars, but calls. And the thing is, there's quite a few of them. He has some that swarm, he has some that protect, he has swarm that actually you have some calls that swarm, protect, and also attack, because depending on like I believe it's the color. I was told, I'm colorblind, so I'm taking this from other people. Depending on the color that's surrounding his head when he does the call, will signify exactly what he's actually going for. And I thought that was actually a pretty cool mechanic. Again, I'm colorblind, so I can't a billion% confirm this, because you know, I just can't. However, I did notice when I was fighting him that due to different, not necessarily different types of calls, but due to certain calls, they would do certain things. Like, all the calls sound exactly the same, but sometimes they would just do just that. They would swarm, they would protect, they would attack, that kind of thing. And I guess a meme would go in there somewhere. I don't know the meme, but he protect, he do whatever. I don't know. I'm not even going to put anything on that because I don't know exactly how the meme works, but yes, anyway, his thing is paralysis. Like I said, if you've probably been watching the video, you've seen me being paralyzed quite a few times. That's because the number one thing you shouldn't really focus on in this case, even though that his minions do work, is his minions. Do not focus on his minions, focus on him. Do not play the long game with him, because as soon as you get out of range of him, he's going to spit a paralysis ball at you, and that's 100% confirmation paralysis, like almost every single time. So unless you literally have paralysis resistance maxed out, don't play the long game with him. Be in his face, be in them cheeks like a wedgie, okay? Be in there. But let's actually talk about the armor, because yo, it's like really dope looking. So here we are with this gorgeous armor set. You know, I might have to rotate for you guys one time. Looks good. Now for the guys, if you guys have ever played Darkest Dungeon, it's an RPG. It's a very difficult RPG. It's very stressful. I mean, I'll guess put an image up there. Darkest Dungeon. It's now available on the Nintendo Switch, because I'm a Nintendo Switch kind of guy. So yo, there you go. It's been available for everyone else for the longest. Anyway, they have a character on there named the Plague Doctor. The male armor looks exactly like the Plague Doctor whole getup. So I thought that was really cool. But yes, anyway, let's go into the skills. We have paralysis resistance. Same juice as all the other resistances, especially when it comes to statuses and whatnot. It reduces the duration of whatever ailment it is by 30%. Eventually get into level 3 when they get it all together. Now, this next one, the effluva, they said it in the story, you know what it is. Anyway, what this is it's that toxin that's in the Rotten Vale that's like literally everywhere. That's why you see characters in the store wearing like gas masks and things like that. They cover their nose, they cover their face, but it nullifies damage and from effectively it reduces damage from acids. So honestly, this is a situational skill where if you're in the Rotten Vale and you're just kind of hanging out down here doing a bunch of stuff, you might want to actually use this skill, especially if you're like gathering and stuff like that. So it'd be really great for mixed sets. But truth be told, honestly, I'm just like, yo, if I'm getting hit with the alfalfa sauce, I just kind of like dip to the left anyway, and I don't necessarily worry about it too much. Next, we have paralysis attack, increases the paralysis build by 5% and bonus 10 points to the paralysis altogether. So you know what that is. We talked about it before, but it's really cool. Now, not lastly, but next we're getting to Horn Maestro. Extends melody effects for duration. Blah, 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 blah. First commentary of the day, can't talk. Extends melody effect duration and increases health recovery. So, if you're a hunting horn user, boom, there you go. This is your skill. You literally put the skill on your hunting horn and you're good to go. Next, we're looking at Palico Rally. Increases Palico attack power and defense by 5%, eventually increasing it to 25% way down the line. So truth be told, I'll admit this armor set isn't the greatest in terms of function. I mean, there's every skill in here is throwaway except Horn Maestro, maybe, honestly. Because, I mean, poison paralysis resistance, I believe there's literally great Girros and no one else, so you could throw that away. The Alfalfa Iflifluum expert thing, unless you're down here just chilling, you could throw that away. Paralysis attack, well, I guess you can kind of use that. Horn Maestro, obviously, and Palico Rally, unless you're a solo kind of person and all you do is run solo, Palico Rally is not really going to do you any good. So, I mean, the skills aren't really all that great, but the armor is amazing looking. Now, moving to those weapons. The weapons, as you can tell, not tell, but as you can already figure out, they are paralysis. They're very solid, honestly. Like, I'm not even mad at them. They're pretty solid. I'm using his gun lance right now. So it's pretty cool. He has a good variety of weapons. Granted, he did not have a lance. That made me very salty, but his weapons are pretty fair. They, just like any other status type, they do lose out on a bit of sharpness. So whenever you're doing any of your super combos, you will notice your gauge, your green sharpness went away almost immediately. I mean, I can't get through a full wham on the gun lance without my sharpness going completely away. The full wham is 4 attacks up, swing, a down, swing, a full burst, a harpoon, and a weapon fire. I can't do that. I always lose sharpness by the time I throw out the harpoon. But anyway, it's been your boy. Whoop, nope, no, we're not done yet. Let's move to the left. Let's talk about him a little bit more. I almost left you guys out of here. I was sorry. Anyway, so as you can tell, the armor's pretty solid. The fight is a pretty difficult one if you allow it to be so. So you're gonna kind of want to come in here with a lot of means of like keeping him at bay if you can actually get to him. So flash pods, if you will. Utilize the flash flies in your area, because even though they're positioned a little bit weird, 9 times out of 10 they will actually work. As weird as it sounds, like they do work. Like I guess it's the arc that they're sitting on, the fact that they're a little elevated. They will actually flash literally everything in that area. But utilize your environment, try and stay close to him. If you can't stay close to him, make sure he can't throw the poison at you from a distance. But again, he's just a great monster. He's not super strong, so you can kind of just like pound his face in, but you don't want him to, I mean, you can't help him, but we can't help but let him call all the homies. But you do not want to get completely like swarmed by those guys, because as soon as you get swarmed by him, like he's gonna see that, oh, my people have him swarmed, let me back up and throw that paralysis. And it happens all the time. I mean, even when he goes to turf wars with other monsters, same thing will happen. He'll call his homies come out there, they'll annoy whoever's in there, and then he'll, you know, sit in the cut and then throw paralysis balls at him and paralyze him. I mean, one time I was grinding him, I'm not gonna say his name, but another monster came in, and he was definitely the apex monster of the area, and he was like, "Rawr, I'm gonna kill you." My man was like, "Oh, I got the homies." The homies showed up, and then he paralyzed him and left. I was like, "Wow." So don't let him stay too far behind you. I mean, he does have paralysis attacks by just him going up and biting you, so that's a very real life thing. You can get paralyzed that way. I do it all the time, actually. I mean, this video is a very good example of like how not to play, because this is my first time actually fighting him, so I didn't really know what I was actually getting into. But yeah, this is the first time me getting into the action, me learning that, well, you do not want to play kind of far with him. You want to play right up in that ace. So long as you actually stay closer to him, close that gap, make sure he doesn't actually sit back and like try to throw lobs of paralysis at you. And even though you're gonna have to fight him up close, he will have those paralysis attacks with this paralysis bites, his fangs. You're just gonna want to have to deal with that. Now, outside of him just attacking with his fangs and him spitting the paralysis balls, there's not much else he really has in his arsenal. I honestly mean that. He has like if you guys remember how Royal Ludroth would do like that roll attack, Great Girros kind of has that, but all he does is just fall on his side. I mean, it's really weird. Like, when I was fighting him later on my other account, like, I tried to counter it as if it was the roll draw thing, but he didn't actually go anywhere. He just, and it's not like he falls over because you stun him. He just, that's an attack. It's kind of weird. I think he rolls with that, but it's just really, really weird. If you see it, just, I guess, kind of reposition yourself to hit him in the head or something like that, because it's slow. He kind of lays there for a second, and you can get some free hits. I mean, it's really weird. But honestly, like I said, his attacks are pretty meh. The only thing he really has is his paralysis bites that you kind of have to, like, deal with, because not everyone has a shield like myself. Heck, I use a switch axe today. So, I mean, I was confused beyond compare. I mean, this is a course that I really should have brought the lance with, because, I mean, I was getting hit with everything. But so long as you kind of, like, give yourself a little bit of distance, understand his ranges and things like that, and understand the certain calls that he'll do for his homies, you should be in good hands. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that's pretty much really all I have to say about this guy. Great Girros. I mean, he has very, very, very cool looking armor, but very, very, very meh armor skills. His weapons are actually definitely worth looking into, because they'll probably not necessarily be your first, but they'll be, for the most part, the first paralysis weapons that most people actually get into, because the first are normally like Vespoid, and no one really wants to grind Vespoid stuff out. I mean, I did, because I had to make his hunting horn, because I really want to see how good it was with the Horn Maestro. Pretty good, honestly, pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much really all I have for you guys. It's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dick Duggan. So this video was kind of, I don't feel like this one was like my best, but there's really not much to really talk about with this guy. Maybe the next one will be a whole lot better, because the next one, the next one. All right, I ain't gonna lie, yo, the next one is like, son, I'm a little excited already. I can't wait to do the next one. But yo, desire sensors and all that may be in your favor. I'll see you on that next video.